My name is Abdow and I'm one of the instructors here at Mayle Truck Driving School. And today in this video I'm going to demonstrate the pre-trip that you're going to be doing at the DMV when you go down there. The DMV, they will give you a sheet like this. This is the Minnesota pre-trip vehicle checklist. In here on this sheet you have all the things that you'll be talking about in your exam. What the examiner will do will cross out the part that you won't be talking about, and the other part that's left you would have to talk about it. So in this video today, I will demonstrate all the parts that you'll be taking on your test. Alright, so the first section that you'll be talking about is the front of the vehicle, lights and reflectors. Alright guys, so the first thing you'll do is you look at your lights and your reflectors. You have your low beam, your high beam, and your signal lights in there. Talk about the condition. Are they cracked, broken, damaged, or missing? And they're working. Also at the top you have your clearance lights, 5 clearance lights. You talk about the color, if they're amber, if they're broken, damaged, or missing, and they're securely mounted. The other thing you can talk about is your hood mirror right here. The condition of your hood mirror. If it's cracked, damaged, broken, if it's securely attached, none of the brackets are missing, securely mounted. So the second part that you're going to talk about is your engine compartment. What you'll do is you'll describe it to the examiner that you'll open up the hood. Now mind you, some of the parts you'll find on your engine compartment will be located on this side and the other parts are located on that side. If you can't see them, just explain to the instructor that they're on that side, explain to the examiner that they're on that side, and just walk them around and show it to them. So the first part on the engine compartment is your oil level. Point at the dipstick right there, it's yellow in color. Show it to the examiner. Just describe the steps that you'll do to check your oil level, which is essentially take out the dipstick, wipe it clean, put it back in there, take it out a second time, and then look at the oil level. It should be between the full and the add marker. You do not have to take out the dipstick when you're doing your test, but describe to the examiner the steps you would do to check your oil level. The second part is the coolant level. Your coolant reservoir is right there. You can see it's in this clear jar or a clear reservoir. Describe the level of the coolant. As you can see, it's between the full and the low marker. The cap is tight. It's not leaking, broken, damaged. It's securely mounted. Next, we're going to talk about the power steering fluid, which is on the other side. So just walk around the other side and then talk about the power steering fluid. That's your power steering fluid right there. As you can see, the level is between the full and the add marker, or the maximum and minimum. It's on that clear reservoir right there. The cap is tight. It's not leaking. The power steering hose is not leaking. It's not broken. It's not damaged or missing. It's securely mounted. Your water pump is located behind the fan right there. It's belt driven. It's not broken. It's not damaged. It's not leaking. It's securely mounted. The belt is not cut. It's not torn. And it does not have more than 3/4 of an inch of play when pulled by hand. Next is the alternator. That's located right there. That's your alternator. It's belt driven, as you can see. It's not broken. It's not damaged. It's securely mounted. The condition of the belt is not cut. It's not torn. And it does not have more than 3/4 of an inch of play when pulled by hand. Next is the leaks and hoses. As you can see, all my hoses are not leaking. They are not damaged. There are no holes on them. At the bottom of the truck, as you can see, there's no puddles to indicate any fluid leakage or oil or coolant. Next, we're going to move on to the air compressor. Your air compressor is located right here. It's not broken. It's not damaged. It's securely mounted. It's not leaking any air. And securely attached. It's gear driven. It's not belt driven, unlike the water pump or the alternator. the hose that's coming out of the air compressor is not leaking, it's securely attached. This is the automatic transmission fluid. It's only on the automatic transmission. You check out, the way you check it is with the motor running. You take out the dipstick, wipe it clean, put it back in there and check the level of it. It should be between the full and the add marker. Steering box located right here. As you can see, it's securely mounted. It's not missing any of the nuts and bolts. It's not leaking. It's securely attached. The hose coming out of the steering box is not leaking. It's not damaged. It's securely mounted. Next is your steering linkage right here. Those are your 3 steering linkages. They're not missing. They don't have any of the nuts or cutter keys missing. They're securely mounted. They're not broken or damaged. Securely attached. You do not have to describe them by name, but just point to the 3 steering linkages. Now we'll talk about the front wheel. As you can see, it's evenly worn. It's not cut, it's not damaged, it's not leaking any air. It's fully inflated. You check it with the tire gauge or mallet. It's evenly worn. The tread depth should not be less than 430 seconds. On the side of the tire, no holes or cuts or no bulges. This is your rim right here. No illegal welding. It's not cracked, it's not broken, it's not damaged. It's securely mounted. Lug nuts, not missing. No shiny thread or rust trails to indicate looseness. Hub oil seal, not leaking, securely mounted, not cracked, damaged or missing. Valve stem, not leaking, not missing cap. Springs, not cracked, bent, missing or loose. Shocks, not leaking, bent or broken, mounted securely. U-bolts, not damaged, missing or loose. Spring mounts, not cracked, damaged or loose, not missing, nuts or bolts. Brake hoses and lines, not cuts, no holes, not leaking. Brake chamber, not broken, cracked or leaking, clamp is tight and mounted secure. Slack adjuster and push rod, not damaged, broken or missing parts, not more than 1 inch of play with the tire chocked and the brakes released. Drums, not cracked, broken, dented or greased. Linings, not cracked, damaged or missing, not less than 1/4 inch of thickness, and mounted securely. The door is not broken, damaged. The door seal is not leaking. It doesn't have any holes in it. It's not leaking air into and out of the cabin. None of the hinges are missing or nuts or bolts are missing from the door. It opens and closes properly. The mirror, not cracked, not damaged, broken, clean and clear, mounted securely. Fuel tank, not leaking, damaged or broken, mounted securely. The cap is not missing. It's not damaged, not leaking any fuel out of the tank, and mounted securely. As you can see, there's no leakage at the bottom. My steps right here. The steps are clear of objects. They're securely mounted, not missing any of the nuts or bolts. The catwalk right here is clear of objects. It's not broken or damaged or bent. Next is the battery box. Battery box is right here, securely mounted, not broken or damaged. Inside the battery box is 3 batteries. They're not broken, damaged, no corrosion, no exposed wires. Next is your lights and your reflectors. Your reflectors are right there. Your utility light is right there. They're clean and clear, mounted securely, not cracked, broken, damaged or missing. Also in here you have your reflective light right there on inside the door, not broken, damaged or missing. Under the vehicle is the drive shaft right here. It's not cracked, bent or damaged. U-joints and couplings are secure. Also you have your exhaust right here. It's not damaged, it's mounted secure, it's not leaking any fume into the cabin. The frame, not bent, cracked or missing nuts and bolts, mounted securely. Rear axle, your tires right here, no holes, no cuts, no bulges, not leaking. Tread depth should not be less than 230 seconds. Rims right here, no illegal welding, not cracked, not damaged or missing, securely mounted. Your lug nuts right here, not loose, no shiny thread to indicate any looseness, securely mounted, not missing. Hub oil seal right here, not leaking, securely mounted, not missing any of the nuts and bolts. Valve stamp, not missing cap, securely mounted. Bud spacing right here, clear of objects and clean, no object stuck between the two tires. Spring mounts and your springs right here, not missing, not broken, not damaged, not bent. Your springs are not bent, broken or damaged. Over here you have your shock absorber, it's not leaking, it's mounted secure, it's not broken, damaged or missing. Your airbag right here, it's not broken, damaged or missing, it's not leaking any air, securely mounted. U-bolts right here, not missing, not loose, not damaged, mounted secure. Your brake hose and brake lines right here, not leaking, not damaged, mounted secure. Your brake chamber right here, not broken, not clamp is not loose, it's not damaged, it's just mounted secure, it's not leaking any air. That's your brake chamber right there. Slack adjuster and push rod, not broken, not damaged, and not more than 1 inch of play with the brakes released and the tires chocked. Arms are not broken, dented or cracked. Linings are not missing or cracked, not less than 1/4 inch of thickness, no grease or oil. Rear of the vehicle, here you have your reflectors, your splash guard right here. It's not broken, damaged or missing. The reflectors are on securely. Also, it has enough clearance from the ground. Over here you have your rear lights, your brake lights and your left signal lights and your right signal lights. They're not cracked, broken, damaged or missing, securely attached. Front of the trailer, the headerboard or bulkhead right here, no holes, not broken, not damaged, securely mounted. Lights and reflectors, not cracked, broken, damaged or missing, clean and working. Side of the trailer, landing gear right here, not broken, damaged or missing. Handle is secure, leg is fully raised. The frame of the trailer is not broken, damaged or missing, no holes on them. At the bottom over here you have your cross members, they're not broken, damaged or missing, no holes at the bottom of the trailer. The side of the trailer, no holes on the side of the trailer, it's not broken, damaged. Over here you have your reflectors, reflective tape. It should be 50% the length of the trailer. They're not broken, damaged or missing. Over here you have your marker light right here, it's red in color, and this is your ABS light. Your marker light, it's not broken, damaged or missing. Trailer wheels right here, start off with the tires, they're evenly worn. Tread depth should not be less than 230 seconds. It's not cut, no bulges on the side of the wheels. It's not leaking, they're fully inflated. You check it with a tire gauge or a mullet. Your rims right here, not cracked, bent, damaged or missing, no illegal welding, securely mounted. Your lug nuts right here, no shiny threads to indicate looseness, not missing. Hub oil seal right here, not leaking, broken, damaged or missing. Valve stem right here, cap is on tight, not leaking any air. Also your bud spacing right here, no foreign objects between the two tires. Trailer suspension, your springs not loose, damaged or bent, not broken. U-bolts right here, not loose, missing or damaged. Spring mounts, not cracked or broken, mounted securely. Your brake hoses and lines right here, securely attached, not leaking. Your brake chamber right here, not broken, damaged or missing. Clamp is on tight, not leaking any air. Your slack adjuster and push rod right here, they're not loose, damaged or broken, and they do not have more than 1 inch of play with the brakes released and the tires chocked. Drums are not broken, cracked or damaged, no grease. Linings are not cracked, broken, and they are not less than 1/4 inch of thickness. Rear of the trailer, they start off with the door. The door is not broken, damaged, no holes on it. The door handle is secure. The door tie is secure, it's not cut. The hinges are not cut or broken. The door does not have any holes on it. It opens and closes properly. The handle is mounted secure. Also, that's your splash guard right there. It has enough clearance from the ground. It's mounted secure. It's not broken or damaged. Your reflective tapes right there, mounted secure. They're not missing. Your trailer rear trailer lights right there, not cracked or broken, mounted secure. Also at the top over there you have your 3 reflective lights. They're not cracked, broken, damaged, or missing. Air and electrical connectors on the tractor part, they're mounted secure. They're not leaking, no holes on them. Your electrical cord is not missing any of the pins. It's mounted secure, no holes, no cuts. They also have enough slack for trailer turns, and they have enough clearance from the catwalk. Mounting bolts not missing, mounted secure, not broken or damaged. Your platform right here, not bent, broken, or damaged, mounted secure. This here is your your lock and jaws are right there. They're not broken, damaged, or missing. They usually lock around the shank of the kingpin. Your release arm right here is not bent, broken, or damaged. It's mounted secure. This is your 5th wheel skid plate. It should be greased. It sits on top of the platform. It's not bent, broken, or damaged. Now we're moving on to the air and electrical connectors. Make sure that the air lines are fully secured to the glad hands, not missing rubber or air leaks. Make sure that electrical line is securely latched to the trailer. It's not missing any pins or has any exposed wires. Kingpin, make sure that it's not bent, broken, or damaged, and that it's securely locked to the lock and jaws. Now we're going to talk about the apron. Make sure that it's not broken, bent, or damaged, that it is greased and mounted securely, no holes on the apron. The last part is make sure that there is no space or gap between the 5th wheel and the apron. So once you've completed the outside part of your pre-trip, the last part is inside of the vehicle. But before you do the inside, you'll demonstrate to the examiner that all your lights, all your exterior lights are working. So you'll go inside and then ask the examiner if they can be outside for you, and then tell you if the lights are working or not. So I'm going to demonstrate that, and then I'll show you. Alright, so now we'll start off with our lights, our low beams, and all our exterior lights. And then we'll turn on your high beams, then your left signal, and then your right signal. Also your 4-way flashers. Now we'll demonstrate on the back of the tractor. First off, we'll start off with the brake lights, then the 4-way flashers, then the left signal, and then your right signal. Finally, at the back of the trailer, we'll start off with your brake lights, and then your left signal, your right signal, and then your 4-way flashers. Alright, so now that you've done the outside part, the last part of the pre-trip is inside the vehicle. Once you get inside the vehicle, you start off with your safety belt right here. Make sure it's in good condition. It's not cut, it's not broken, it's not damaged. Alright, it latches on and latches off properly. Okay, good. Now you have 3 emergency equipment. First one is your fire extinguisher right here. Your fire extinguisher, as you can see, the arrow is on the green. It's fully charged, alright, and it's properly attached to the ground. Alright, that's the first one. Second one is right here. In this box right here, you have 3 reflective triangles, right? Not broken, or damaged, not missing. Also in here you have your spray fuses. Okay. Now that you've done that, you can do your safe start. So the first thing you do when you're doing a safe start is make sure that there's nobody behind you, that your brakes are applied, right? Your parking brakes are applied, and then you can start off the vehicle safely. Next, we'll move on to the gauges. We'll start off with the temperature gauge right here. It's showing the temperature gauge and slowly rising. After that is the oil pressure gauge. It's showing the oil pressure and slowly rising. After that, it's the voltmeter gauge right here. It's between 12 and 14 amps or volts. Lastly, it's your primary secondary air gauges above 90 and holding air. You press this and it turns on all your lights. Turn on your high beam right there, blue in color, right? Turn it off, bring it back up. Left signal, right there, green in color. Right signal, right there, also green in color. And then forward flashes right here. As you can see, you have your forward flashes right there, flashing. Good. You can bring it back on. Next, we'll move on to the horns. We'll start off with the electrical horn right here where my hand is placed, and your highway horn right here. Good. Your heater and defroster right here. Take it to this, turn on. Your heater and defroster. This is the fan. This is the heat and defroster right here. Take it to the heat. You can see you can feel the heat right here, and also you can feel it at the bottom of your head. Good. And then you can just bring it back to the off position. Alright. Your windshield right here. Right? It's not cracked, it's not broken, it's not damaged. Your mirrors right there. Not cracked, they're not broken, they're not damaged. They're securely attached. Right? It's not cracked, it's not broken, it's not damaged. Okay. Okay, I say windshield wipers. They're not cracked, they're not broken, they're not damaged. Alright, windshield fluid right there. As you can see, the fluid is coming on. That's how you turn it on. So the last part is the parking brakes right here, right? The parkings are applied, so we'll test them individually. We'll start off with the tractor parking. This is your trailer parking. You push this in. First of all, you make sure there's nobody behind you. You have your feet over your service brake. Make sure there's nobody behind you. Take it to D. Release the trailer one. Alright, give it gas. Then to move forward. Bring it back to neutral. And then now, once you bring it back to neutral, you indicate to the examiner that your tractor did not move forward because your tractor parking brake are engaged and they're working correctly. Good. Now we're going to check the trailer parking brake. Alright, you push in the tractor parking brake, you take it to the trailer. Make sure there's nobody behind you. Take it to D. Alright, attempt to give it gas. Okay, it did not move. You get back to neutral. Now that shows you that your trailer parking brakes are working correctly, and also that there's the proper connection between the kingpin and the locking jaws. They're mounted correctly. Good. Now the last part we're going to do is we're going to check the service brake. So you release both parking brakes. Alright, take it to D. Move a little bit. Alright. And then you stop gently with your service brake, and then you indicate to the examiner that your tractor did not move left or right and that it stopped straight. Your brake pedal is not soft, but it's firm. It's not soft or spongy, and it's firm. Good. Bring it back to neutral. So now you did the service brake. So you started off with the parking, you did the service, and now you're going to do the last part, is your air brake check. When you're doing your air brake check, make sure your parking brakes are not engaged, right? Your tractor is in neutral, as you can see. Your feet is on the service brake, as I'm doing right now. And then you can turn off the tractor. Right? Turn it off. Turn it back on. Let the initial lights come in. Let the initial lights come on. As you can see, there's no lights over here that indicate there's an issue. All right. So the first thing you do is you're going to tell the examiner, I'm looking at my gauges right here, and I'm going to count to 60 seconds. I should not lose more than 4 psi in that amount of time. So then go ahead, start counting to 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. More than likely, your examiner will tell you that your time is up after 60 seconds. Then you look back at the gauges and explain to the examiner that you did not lose more than 4 psi within that amount of time. The last part of the second part that you're going to do now is you're going to show to the examiner that if you lost air, that how the lights and indicator would come on, and they should come on between 80 and 60. So I'm going to pump on the brakes. As you can see, while I'm pumping on the brake, I'm losing air and the air pressure is going down. Between 80 and 60, the alarm and warning should come on. As you can see, that's the indicator right there. Alright, the indicator right there, and it came on between 80 and 60 psi as it should, and you can hear the alarm right now. The last part that we're going to do is we're going to check to make sure that your emergency brakes are working correctly, and they need to come on between 40 and 20 psi. So I'm going to keep pumping on the brakes, and I'm looking here. As you can see, my emergency brakes came on, and they came on between 40 and 20, and 25. They came on at 25 psi, which is between 40 and 20, as they should. Good. So the last step of your pre-trip is to make sure that your parking brakes, your emergency brakes, are working correctly. So I'm going to turn on the tractor. All right. Take it to D and see if they're holding. All right. They're holding. You tried to move forward, the tractor did not move forward. That indicates to you that your emergency brakes are working correctly as they should. So that completes your pre-trip. Now that you've done that, you've completed your pre-trip.